He is known for reshaping Bengali literature and music, as well as Indian art, with contextual modernism. He is recognized for being the first non-European and first lyricist to win the Nobel Prize in Literature. He is Rabindranath Tagore, a philosopher, poet, writer, composer, and social reformer. In the bustling city of Calcutta, a young boy named Rabindranath Tagore was immersed in the richness of Bengali culture. Born into a Brahmin family with ancestral roots in Burdwan district and Jessore, Tagore's artistic and intellectual pursuits began at a tender age. At just 8 years old, he started writing poetry, and by 16, he released his first poems under the pseudonym Nrsimha. These poems were hailed as long-lost classics, showcasing Tagore's prodigious talent. Tagore's artistic journey continued to flourish, as he ventured into writing short stories and dramas under his real name. But he was not content with merely exploring the realms of literature. Tagore was a visionary, a philosopher, and a social reformer. He embraced the ideals of humanism, universalism, and internationalism, vehemently criticizing the British Raj while advocating for India's independence. As a staunch supporter of the Bengal Renaissance, Tagore sought to modernize Bengali art, breaking free from rigid classical forms and linguistic constraints. His works, such as Gitanjali, Gora, and Ger Bayer, captured the hearts of readers with their lyrical beauty, colloquialism, and introspective nature. But it was Tagore's ability to seamlessly integrate politics and personal experiences that set him apart. Tagore's influence extended far beyond the borders of India. His compositions were chosen as national anthems by both India and Bangladesh, with Jana Gana Mana and Amar Shanar Bangla, respectively. Even the Sri Lankan national anthem drew inspiration from his work, a testament to the universal appeal of his art. Through his profound sensitivity, fresh perspective, and undeniable talent, Rabindranath Tagore emerged as an iconic figure in Indian literature, music, and art. His contributions to contextual modernism and his founding of Visva University cemented his legacy as a true Renaissance man. Tagore's words and melodies continue to resonate with audiences today, reminding us of the timeless beauty and power of his creations. Rabindranath Tagore, the renowned philosopher and poet, was born on May 7, 1861, in the lively city of Calcutta. Growing up as the youngest of 13 children in the Tagore family, Rabindranath was raised mainly by servants, as his father, Rabindranath Tagore, traveled extensively. The Tagore family was a prominent figure in the Bengal Renaissance, hosting literary magazines, theater performances, and recitals of both Bengali and Western classical music. Despite his family's intellectual environment, Tagore had an unconventional education. He preferred to wander around the family estate in Bolpur and nearby towns like Panihati, rather than attending formal schooling. His brother, Hemendranath, took it upon himself to tutor Rabindranath, exposing him to various physical activities like swimming in the Ganges, trekking through hills, and practicing judo and wrestling. While Tagore excelled in subjects like drawing, history, and literature, he loathed formal education and believed that true teaching should ignite curiosity rather than just explain things. At the age of 11, Rabindranath and his father embarked on a journey across India, exploring his father's Santiniketan estate and visiting sacred places like Amritsar and Dalhousie. During his stay in Amritsar, Tagore was deeply moved by the melodious Gurbani and Nanak Bani being sung at the Golden Temple, which he and his father visited regularly. This experience left a lasting impression on Tagore, influencing his later writings and poems related to Sikhism. He even wrote articles in a Bengali children's magazine about Sikhism, showcasing his appreciation for the religion. Upon their return to Calcutta, Tagore devoted himself to his studies and writing. By 1877, he had completed several major works, including a long poem inspired by the Maithili style of Vidyapati, which he jokingly claimed were the lost works of a newly discovered 17th-century poet named Nrsimha. His literary skills continued to flourish, and he published his first short story in Bengali, titled Bikarini. In the same year, he released Sandhya Sanjit, a collection that featured the renowned poem Nirjara Swapnabhanga. Tagore's early life and experiences shaped his unique philosophy and poetic style. His exposure to different cultures, religions, and the wonders of nature enriched his understanding of the world. His educational journey, rooted in curiosity and exploration, emphasized the importance of self-discovery and personal growth. These values, along with his deep appreciation for diverse traditions and art forms, continue to inspire us in our daily lives as we navigate the complexities of the modern world. Rabindranath Tagore, a prolific poet and philosopher, once uttered the profound words, "My life will recur in exactly identical fashion." These words would come to define his journey and philosophy as he navigated through the events and experiences of his life. Born into a prestigious family in Bengal, Tagore's father had high aspirations for him to become a barrister. In 1878, he was sent to England to study law. However, Tagore's time in England was transformative in unexpected ways. He immersed himself in the works of Shakespeare and Thomas Browne, finding inspiration in English literature and culture. This exposure to a different world sparked a desire within Tagore to reconcile European novelty with his Brahmo traditions. Returning to Bengal in 1880, Tagore began a prolific period of writing, publishing poems, stories, and novels. While his works had a profound impact within Bengal, they received little national attention at the time. In 1890, Tagore took on the management of his vast ancestral estates in Shaladaha, a decision that would shape the later years of his life. Living in Shaladaha with his wife and children, Tagore immersed himself in the beauty of the region. As he crisscrossed the Padma River on the family barge, he collected token rents from the villagers and blessed them with banquets. It was during this time that he encountered Gagan Harkara, who introduced him to the folk songs of Baul Lalan Shah. These songs would greatly influence Tagore and inspire him to work towards popularizing Lalan's music. The period between 1891 and 1895, known as Tagore's sadhana period, was his most productive. He wrote numerous stories, including those in the 3-volume collection, Galpagucha. These tales explored the juxtaposition of beauty and poverty in rural Bengal, offering a deep reflection on the human condition. Tagore's philosophy, rooted in his experiences and reflections, can provide valuable guidance in our daily lives. His emphasis on the cyclical nature of life reminds us that our actions and choices have consequences that echo through time. It urges us to make mindful decisions, understanding that they will shape not only our present but also our future. In conclusion, Rabindranath Tagore's life and events in Shaladaha from 1878 to 1901 were marked by his exploration of different cultures, his prolific writing, and his deep connection with the people and traditions of Bengal. Through his words and experiences, he encourages us to embrace the interconnectedness of life and to strive for harmony in our thoughts and actions. In 1901, Rabindranath Tagore made a significant move to Santiniketan, where he established an ashram and an experimental school. Unfortunately, tragedy struck as he lost his wife and 2 children while residing there. Despite these personal hardships, Tagore continued to create and publish his works, gaining recognition and readership both in Bengal and abroad. One of Tagore's notable achievements was the translation of his work, Gitanjali, into English. During a trip to London in 1912, he shared these poems with admirers such as William Butler Yeats and Ezra Pound. The India Society in London published a limited edition of Gitanjali, and the American magazine Poetry featured a selection from it. To his surprise, Tagore was awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1913, as the Swedish Academy appreciated the idealistic and accessible nature of his poetry. Despite receiving a knighthood from King George V in 1915, Tagore renounced the honor following the Jallianwala Bagh massacre in 1919. In a letter addressed to Lord Chelmsford, the British Viceroy of India, Tagore expressed his dismay at the severe punishments inflicted upon innocent people. He wrote, "The time has come when badges of honor make our shame glaring in their incongruous context of humiliation, and I for my part wish to stand, shorn of all special distinctions, by the side of my countrymen." In 1921, Tagore collaborated with agricultural economist Leonard Elmhirst to establish the Institute for Rural Reconstruction in Sural, near Santiniketan. The institute aimed to uplift villages and promote welfare by providing vital knowledge and breaking the barriers of ignorance. Tagore sought support from donors, officials, and scholars worldwide to alleviate the helplessness and ignorance prevalent in rural communities. In the early 1930s, Tagore actively campaigned against caste consciousness and untouchability. He lectured against these social evils, incorporated Dalit heroes in his poems and dramas, and successfully advocated for the opening of Guruvayur Temple to Dalits. Tagore's life and philosophy, as illustrated in these events, offer valuable lessons for our daily lives. His commitment to justice, compassion, and the pursuit of knowledge serves as an inspiration to stand against injustice and to fight for the rights of the oppressed. Tagore's renouncement of honors demonstrates the importance of standing with one's fellow countrymen and speaking out against atrocities. His efforts to uplift rural communities and challenge social hierarchies remind us of the significance of working towards a more inclusive and equal society.
Do you want to explore more philosophers? Who do you want to see featured next? Subscribe and leave a comment below to let me know. I'll see you in the next video.